The next day, I broke away from the group because I am a lone traveller, damn it. I knew that I would get more of what I wanted to get done if I was on my own. It was a really big group, it was like 12 or 13, as I said, and people wanted to see different things, so I was like, I'll just go. And it was very good. I got a lot done. The first thing I did was go in search of Gaudí, who is an important figure in Barcelona identity and culture. As you can see, it says on this book, Barcelona, City of Gaudí. And he is an architect, and he's, or was an architect, and he's designed these buildings in Barcelona. He's an architect, and he designs buildings. Barcelona, you are just blowing my mind. Bars with music, architects that design buildings. It's really phenomenal. Yeah, so he designs these buildings in this modernist, post-modernist style. I'm not even going to pretend that I know which one of them it was, or what either of them really mean, but in the world of architecture, but let's go with interesting stuff. And so I went to a place called the Casa Bayo, which is a residential place, and it looks like this from the outside, and there was no line to get in, so I was like, well, I'll go in, and I got an audio guide, because they just give you an audio guide rather than being like, do you want an audio guide? They just give you one, and it's in with the price, and so I got my audio guide and spent about an hour, I think, in the place listening to it and stuff. I got an audio guide and I listened to it and stuff. Yeah, but it's really good. And it was amazing. Let's look at some pictures of it now. Yeah, look at them. Look at there's this one place, one room where there were windows over the door, and from one side of the door the windows look like this, and from the other side of the door the windows look like this. Different light! He was really into light and the ocean with this building. There's in the middle there's this great big light well, which is just like the whole middle of the building is empty. It's a hole with these blue tiles on the sides, and the light comes from the sun in the sky. The light comes from the sun in the sky. Stay with me. I know I know this can be a little bit like highbrow what I'm trying to say, but if you can just keep the concept that the sun in the sky provides light, that would be. I mean, you can rewind and listen to it again, but write it down, maybe flashcards. Ask yourself, where does the light come from? Sun, where's the sun? In the sky. That's just a really complex understanding there. So anyway, the light from the sun in the sky lights the house, which is pretty cool, right? So the house is all fantastically lit by the sun, and the tiles that go all the way up and all the way down are different colours. The ones at the top are very dark blue, and the ones at the bottom are very light blue, because when the light from the sun in the sky hits the top ones, it shines more than by the time it gets to the bottom, so it actually looks like they're the same colour, but they're not. It's a trick of the light. This guy was really smart. This video is going to take an hour. So yeah, that was a fucking amazing building, and I highly enjoyed myself. I even wrote something really derpy in the guest book because I felt so inspired by it. And that was exciting. So then I left because I'd finished. I'm not even going to go there. And as I was leaving, there was a great big line of people to get in, and I was like, huh, suckers, because there wasn't even I didn't even realise that this was the thing that people lined up for. Like, I didn't have to line up. Yep. Then I went to another building which is very famous for Gaudí, called oh, it does have a proper name. I only know its nickname. its nickname, I believe, is La Pedrera, which is the Casa Milà. I don't know if that's pronounced correctly, but yes. And that is a building that is very cool. It's an apartment complex. Again, with a big light well in the middle, but it's different to the other one. And here are some pictures of it. Ta-da! This is my montage music for the montage of pictures from this place. And there's a museum in the attic, which is cool and has catenary arches. Ha! I remember the word catenary arches. These are catenary arches. They are created by pretending that you have fixed a string from 2 points, and they have created like a U shape because of gravity and physics, and then you turn it upside down and it's a parabola and it's a catenary arch. See, I know everything about architecture. Okay, and then the roof of the building has these chimneys which are ridiculous and look nothing like chimneys, and they look sort of humanoid, which freaks me out, and they're really awesome. And the roof has like stairs and stuff, and you go up and down, and it's, you know, dangerous but awesome. That was really cool. And then I went to this awesome building called the Sagrada Familia, which is a church, which is like the it's pretty much like the symbol of Barcelona. Like when you like if the Colosseum is a symbol of Rome, Sagrada Familia is the symbol of Barcelona. I'm sure you know what a symbol is. I'm sorry. But the fun thing about the Sagrada Familia is that it's not finished. It too was designed by Gaudi, and they've been building it since he designed it, but it's not done. It's like not even nearly done. Like it's gonna take a while to be done. One of the facades of this church is like 4 pointy things, and the 4 pointy things are like the symbol of the symbol. Oh, there's a word for that when you take something to represent the whole. I've forgotten all of English lit. But that part, interestingly, is not the like the feature of the design. In the original design, and the design that they are building, there's actually a much larger facade of the building, which is the focus. Like it's, when God is designing it, he's like, this is what the building looks like. You've got this thing here, which is the thing. And then like around the back somewhere you've got these little 4 pointy things, which are currently like what the Sagrada Familia is at the moment. Which is interesting to me because when they're finished, I wonder, will they change the symbol? Because it's been a symbol for a while. Or like, it's on keyrings and stuff, like all the keyrings have this. I know it's not that difficult to design a new keyring, but it's an interesting concept about cultural identity, okay? Maybe, can you respect that? One of the facades is called the Nativity facade because it has all these sculptures of nativity related things, which is cool. Reminded me of that church in Rome that was, crypt I mean, that was covered in bones, like this. Except it wasn't bones, it was stone that was sculpted. So, shouldn't have reminded me of bones at all, but I suppose when you see something like that, it, you know, sticks in your brain forever. And the inside is nice. Yep, it's quite spacious, and there are people building it inside of it. So you go in, everything's blocked off, and there's like there's trucks and everything going on, and people building a church, which is, it's a really interesting concept. Like watching a like an icon like this church being built, because all the old fancy buildings that you see, like most of them took 100 or more years to build, but we're seeing them now that they're like 100 or more years old. But this is going to be like an important building in Barcelona 100 or more years down the track, and we're seeing it now being built. Like, interesting, right? Yeah, it is. And I went to Subway, which you can't judge me for because there's no Subway in Milan and I'm ordered Subway. And it was different than at Hillary, because it was in Barcelona and not at Hillary. That's a good tidbit. Then I spent ages in public transport because the metro system is ridiculous. I mean, it's much nicer than Milan's metro system, but it's much bigger as well. And so to get from one really important place to another really important place, you might have to change like 4 lines. I only changed 3, so that's an exaggeration. But I went to the seaside sort of port area where there was this statue, which is very tall, and there was markets with some shit. I walked for a bit and looked in my guidebook to decide what to do next, and then I found a giant prawn, and then I went through an area that is referred to as the the Ribera, the Ribena, the ribbons, the which had some nice things. They've got the big, the church that I think it's referred to as the Santa Maria del Mar, because that's its name. Yep, Santa Maria del Mar church, which is a Gothic cathedral, so they're like, look at our Gothic cathedral. And the thing with cathedrals and churches and that sort of style of architecture is that once you've seen churches in Italy, you're sort of spoilt for the rest of your life when you want to look at churches of a similar style, because like nothing compares to St. Peter's Basilica and the Duomo in Siena, Santa Maria la Bella in Florence, and there's just so many nice churches. And the cathedral in Parma was spectacular. Like I liked Santa Maria del Mar. I was like, this is a good church. It smells nice. They had some frankincense going on or whatever, and they had some excellent stained glass work, which I am appreciative of always. But you know, I was like, yep, church, another one, good. Nothing too mind-blowing. Wandering around, I walked in the direction of, but not intending to go into, the Picasso Museum, which is self-explanatory. Didn't intend on going, but walking past, I had noticed all of the Americans were there in line, quite close to the front of the line, and I was like, well, might as well join up. So that was a fun coincidence, and so I didn't have to line up very long for the Picasso Museum, so I went to the Picasso Museum with the American. And it was very good, it was very interesting. Picasso is an interesting fellow. I'll have you know. He was a child prodigy, if you didn't know that. He drew, like, painted lots of pastoral scenes and whatnot, all sorts of nice things like that, and did some, like, non-Picasso art, well, yeah, you know what I mean, a lot as well. I spend a lot of time in art museums, and that makes me look, and art galleries, and that makes me seem like I know more about art than I do. Like, oh yes, I could spend hours in the art gallery, but I do. Like, I read all the little plaques that tell me information, because I don't want to just look at pictures. I want to learn, you know. It's good. Dad can vouch for this. Dad spent so much time sitting on the little stools in the Uffizi gallery while I was just like staring at this portrait of someone who's not religious, because most of the paintings in Italy are of Jesus or Mary. Not that many of God. So I took a fair while longer than everybody else did, so I got a call from Laura being like, where are you? Oh, I'm in the final gallery looking at the comparisons between Degas' drawings of prostitutes and Picasso's drawings of prostitutes. And they were like long out of the museum.